2 minutes to talk about Puff Daddy and why he binds part of my book, The Love Story, Reflection of True Events. All right, my book is about the heart wrenching, right, dark underbelly of the music industry, experience from my eyes, because I'm someone that has been deep in the music industry since I was a child, right? I had Michael Jackson come to my grandmother's house, Big Pun, Fat Joe, right? And then later on, Jay-Z, Jim Jones, right? 50 Cent, French Montana, Lloyd Banks, right? People that through my life I came in contact with. And females now in the music industry that have suffered where they are today, suffered. Because they suffered. They suffered homelessness, prostitution, heroin abuse. It's the same pattern. For females in the music industry, the pattern is the same. And that's something that's not going to change. It's either pimps or hoes, nothing else. And this comes in effect from allowing criminals and gangsters and hustlers from the street to be famous. So let's take a few minutes to talk about Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy in jail, right? Over his wife. His wife stuck him in jail for 15 months. But now allegations coming out that he sexually assaulted a child. 2007, in the Hollywood Hills party. I found out what he did. I'm good like that with the internet. I found out what he did. And it wasn't pretty. He's a chomo, too. Right? It was known that with Justin Bieber, he was a chomo already, sort of having chomo tendencies, but he's a verified chomo on paper now. So how does that substantiate my book? It adds substantiation. Puff Daddy is now a good example of what a black-led industry, right, that expanded from Motown, Jackson 5, all of a sudden turned so toxic towards women, right? Sometimes women that we love, women that we know personally, women that we were raised with, that we grew up with, that we remember stages of their life up to a certain point that people start taking advantage of them. Everybody knows that my book is about Lady Gaga, but I came in contact other women, Nicki Minaj, right? These are all females in the music industry as examples of the depraved and ill mind of African American people in the music industry. It substantiates the fact that you can't give clout, fame, and fortune to criminals off the street. That you're not dealing with Michael Jackson. You're not dealing with a highly ethical person. You're dealing with major criminals with major beliefs about women, about life, right? Values themselves that ultimately affect other people. And in the case of Puff Daddy, kids under 18. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all a big picture. The dark underbelly of the music industry, which is majority African American, or the most wealth is within African American, right, labels, has contributes to a negative, right, negative thing aspect towards society and people as a whole. The music industry hurts people, hurts women, hurts children. And this has been in Illuminati, right? Illuminati and It's already been spoken about, right? This is witch's tale. This is something that has been talked about for years. But now you're actually accrediting crimes towards individuals. Hopefully Puff Daddy don't come out ever. Ever. Not in 50 months, not in 20 years. Stays the fuck in there. I hope he's checking in up in there right now. Checking in. You know what checking in is, right? Rolling up the bunk, taking his commissary to protective custody. He's a chomo in prison. Nobody gonna run with people like that in prison. That's a red flag. You could get slashed, killed for that shit. So, you know, it's a victory. To catch someone like Puff Daddy, it's a victory to the big picture. It's a victory to their victims. African American led music industry victims that have gone through real shit, gone through heroin addiction, through sex trafficking and prostitution, through sexual assault, through aggravated sexual assault, through all this shit just so that they give them some fame and fortune after abusing them. You know, because they put them through they go through torture rituals before they get diamonds, bling, and clout. They get stomped by everybody before they make it to a stage. They get fucked by everybody before they make it to a stage. You understand what I'm saying? That's the sad part. The sad part is that there's heavily addicted drugs, sex, right? Free will, this and that, and all of them are exploited. All of them are exploited. All of them are paid sex workers. All of them. None of them are exclusive to that if they came up with some African American leader. All of them were paid sex workers, period. And with paid sex workers, you get heroin abuse, you get, right? You get the big picture. And I know that I could talk to them directly about it, and they will open their mouth. Some of them are not going to accept reality, but some of them will. Right? And some guys that want nothing to do with that were bystanders. Bystanders of that. Bystanders on the muse, the one doing sex acts to celebrities years prior becoming famous. Years prior to releasing her own album. This is stated fact. This is what these guys do. These guys take them in, dope them up, sleep with them, encourage them to take on trains and sleep with multiple men. Right? Everybody sees them. Everybody knows who they are sleeping with these people. And years later, they become famous. Why? Because you're becoming accessory. They becoming accessory. Before shooting them in the back of the head and throwing them in a dumpster, before talking over money, unpaid dues or whatever, they make them famous. And that's the bottom line. That's what black leadership is in the music industry. If you don't have a talent, right? If your body's not ready, right, to do these acts, you're dead. They kill you. They bury you in a shallow beach like nothing. You die. You understand what I'm saying? You die. Or you're left in the street with period and blood running down your leg. You understand what I'm saying? I wrote about this. I took 2 years to write every day about this issue right here. You could call me Michael Jackson's son, because he called me my baby. Where's my baby? The Jackson, Michael Jackson, right here. And I've experienced this form of, prostitution in these elite circles for years. By the time I was 20, and the worst part is that they wanted to do that to someone that was close to me. Lady was looking for me when they were doing that to her. Lady was looking for me, for my grandmother, for my father, looking to reach out. Hey, yo, I'm hurt. And my family pushing her away to get fucked by Negroes, to get served dope, and go the path that she did before, going through every Puerto Rican reggaeton artist, and me going there pistol, because we had pistols, baby. We were ready to shoot, expecting her to get killed. We had guns. I had a gun. It was right there. Driving to wherever Lady Gaga's was. Daddy Yankee, Cosculluela, Arcángel, Ñengo Flow, right? Wait. They're about to pull a bullet in someone. Raúl, Juan Víctor, André, right? We're about to shoot for her, to save her from that. But we let it go. We gave her string. We let her do it. She was on the street, covered in blood, leaving evidence behind, blood in the mattress. Blood in the mattress, right? All of this stuff out here. And then, guess who picks her up? 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, French Montana, and me smoking a blunt with three pails in my head and doing coke in front of them, like, yeah. And I'm looking to the left and I'm seeing Lady. And Lady staring back at me like, yo, I'm false imprisonment. Straight to the projects, feet from my house, where they cut coke, where they worked the cocaine. Chapo entered that room before. And she going up in that room. And I'm looking, smoking a blunt, talking to French Montana all drunk. And I look to the left and there's Lady. And me thinking about heat. Heat, straight heat. Her legs all swollen from heroin. Her legs got big as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? And then what happened to Lady Gaga after all that? Ends up in the street over here. They're telling me, oh, promote Lady Gaga. Lady comes get me, comes find me in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Goes to a poker game that I'm playing. Goes to where I work. Goes to the bar to watch me play poker. And she's still hooked. She's still hooked by the dope. Hooked by these bad people. Unable to go anywhere. False imprisonment. All right? Where she ends up after they take her on the street. Akon finds her, take her to Africa. For what? To get fucked by Africans over there. To make money out of her. To pimp her in Africa. To pimp her in Africa. Akon picked her up off the street like a prostitute to go get fucked in Africa. And that was her first manager. And after that, she didn't even distribute her first album. She had to do that by herself. She had to go promote it in the street and sing and do a show like a clown act, a circus act, in the sidewalk. Because none of the males that had sex with her gave her the fame. Yes, they tried. Maybe helped her build some music, create the CD cover, right, with the ice on the sunglasses. But none of them helped her get to the top. She had to do that. She had to get the fame and she had to get the label by herself. Maybe they helped her make music, get the cover, while fucking the shit out of her and going through all that shit. But they didn't actually give her the fame. She had to get that shit by herself. So she had to go play music in the street with the boom box, The stilettos and just dance, that bullshit. But her exploitation is there. The sexploitation and exploitation of black industry leaders on that little white girl, 5'3", 5'2", bruh, is there. The exploitation of Lady Gaga was in my eyes. I was ready to shoot, expecting the scream of, expecting her being hurt out there. But no, she was quiet. All right, she's probably fine with the gun right here. The pistol this big right here. And I couldn't do anything about it. She's fine. What am I going to do? Come rescue her? Right? Let her go. Let her do what she wanted. It was 6 years of my life that she came to find me. Six. Since we met in Miami. Last time I seen her was 2011 at Sakati. And even that year in Sakati, she followed me to Tampa. She was in the supermarket shopping in Tampa at 11:30 at night, looking at me in the aisle. I got one chili. She got 2 cans of chili and crackers, right? Looking to let me know, yo, I'm following you. Lady Gaga herself following me in the supermarket, getting exactly what I'm getting. She walked up to me, looked at me in the eyes, mad as hell. Mad as hell. I got a can of chili in my hand. I look back, I recognize it was Lady. Turn back, she grabs 2 cans of chili and the saltines. And they were waiting for me outside. Lady Gaga was waiting for me outside with her mom, with her dad, with the whole act, with the other girls, right? At the SUV. And I ignore her. I walked the other way. Haven't seen her since. But to summarize, Puff Daddy, bro, period. Imagine the dirt behind Jay-Z. Imagine the dirt behind 50 Cent or French Montana. Imagine the dirt in any of these dudes that Lady was exposed to. Nasty. They nasty people. And that's why you don't give fame and fortune to these people. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a dark underbelly of the music industry. They represent all these members that are not Motown or Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson, represent the dark underbelly of the music industry. The hustlers, the pimping, the sexploitation, the prostitution, the sex trafficking, the drug use, right? Getting people hooked on heroin to get abused and manipulated to do what they want, to then come out a star with diamonds on them. Come out with diamonds. Oh, look how beautiful she is. After being abused by people that should have never been given fame and fortune in the first place. My name is Dr. Roman Bonilla. This is talking about Puff Daddy and my book and how everything ties together. I hope y'all have a good day. He assaulted the kid, bro. Puff Daddy assaulted a child, 2007 in the Hollywood Hills. I have an idea who it is. Who could be, it's Diana Ross's son. Even Ross. That's the one that ties the date. Because even Ross, Diana Ross's son, used to go to those white parties with Puff Daddy. Hope y'all have a good day. Remember, I dig deep. It's this eyewitness, baby. You can't play with a doctor, baby. I took my time to write that book. It was the headhunt. What? They took her from me, from Miami. These friends that all they want to do is sleep with your girlfriends, right? These mentally ill, sociopath kids. right? To pass her around to the whole neighborhood, to get her hooked on heroin and pass her around the whole neighborhood. And from the whole neighborhood to low-level drug distributors, to high-level drug distributors, to celebrities or Puerto Rican celebrities, reggaeton artists, and from reggaeton all the way up to still have to do everything by herself. That's the story of Lady Gaga. That's the one they're not going to tell you. Because the one that has the information is somebody that loved her. We were to get married within 3 days of meeting each other. Her mother in Miami was like, Lady, stay here with him. Don't drive back to your mother. Just bring your luggage and stay here. They were okay with me and her. And imagine all I went through for her. Imagine what I went through with her. Still. And to steal those people to serve today. To steal those people to serve today. Those people to serve fucking mutilation. I deserve to get their ears and fingers and nose ripped out. Because I was the only person that I might have been able to marry in my whole lifetime. And they had to do that to it. Because I was beautiful. I was perfect aesthetically. Perfect front, perfect face, perfect blonde hair, perfect body. Lady was a figurine. She was made of marble, of porcelain. She was the most beautiful fucking girl at 19 that the whole world would have ever known. And look how she looks today. She went from an 11 to a 6. From an 11 to a 6. Because when she was with me, I was her everything. I was her everything. Nothing, nobody else could have gotten in the way. But no, they had to dope her. They had to give her heroin. They had to give her dope to take advantage of her. To stick that meat up in there. They had to give her dope to stick that meat in her. I remember me standing with her, Zac Efron, and Amanda Bynes. And Amanda looking at me like, damn, he's hot as hell. And then Zac Efron goes, so what does he have that I don't? And she's like, everything. Everything. Because I was hotter than Zac Efron. I was at the top. And my MySpace pictures had images of my trip to Indonesia, to Tahiti. Ginormous fucking waves on my MySpace profile. That's why Lady came here. She saw me with Kelly in the middle with Kelly Slater and Andy Irons. She, boom, let's go to that man's house. She took 3 days to get to my house. God bless Lady Gaga. And hope y'all have a good day. Because still, baby, for what happened to Lady, they got to pay. They got to get hurt. They need extensive lobotomy. Extensive. Not like 1 or 2. They whole drilled with a taladro. They need a drill bit in their head 10, 20 times for that you did to that girl that was 5'2". Because in the minds of black leadership, he could be 6 foot. He want to be sticking it. He could be a 6 foot man and he want to be sticking it inside some midget. If you know what I mean. He want to be sticking it. He want to be sticking his you know what inside her you know what. That's the problem out here. Hope y'all have a good day. My name is Dr. Roman Bonilla. In regards of a love story, reflection of true events, and the dark underbelly of the music industry. Hopefully Puff Daddy don't come out. Ever. 50 months, bicho. 20 years, 25 years after this next case. And if he gets out, it's a failure of New York City justice system. If Puff Daddy walks the street of New York after sexually assaulting a child, I hope they kill him in the street. I hope they kill him outside, not in there, outside.